Good morning, everybody. Happy Wellness Wednesday. I hope you guys are making sure you're sharing this out in your stories that it's Wellness Wednesday. So we're gonna start our morning off with gratitude. Our good morning hostess unfortunately got called into work, so Sky and I are help you guys through some stuff. We were talking about this the last night. You guys with some tips of things and go back to the beginning. Let's go back to when we all started this business with the Zoom. Can you hear me okay? I mean, my Zoom is saying that it's unstable. I don't know what's going on. My internet sucks right now. So let's start with our morning gratitude. What is something that you are grateful for that happened in the last 36 to 24 hours? I know for myself, I finally, after being asked multiple times, finally did an opportunity live last night. And it's the first one I've done in over probably a year and a half. And you guys, I forgot why. It might be my connections, guy. I had to hotspot my phone from my phone, so. Okay. Is it better without the camera on?
Yeah, I would try that.
Okay. So I did the opportunity event last night, and you guys, I forgot why I used to love doing live events like that. It was very reminding, and refreshing to do it. Especially if you're using StreamYard, because you don't see a lot of the comments that you see if you're doing an event on Facebook. So it's kind of cool. So I highly suggest everybody good on an event, host an event, do an event, or some kind of form of event to help you guys, get back into the swing of it. Sky, what is something you're grateful for in the last 24 to 36 hours?
Okay. So a couple of the things that I've just been very grateful for is the last few days I have listened to some amazing self-development podcasts. And for some reason, they kind of became like a theme throughout the day. And I'm just grateful to be able to learn that information, have that time to sit down and do that and learn that information and be able to pass that on throughout the day to others. And, that just makes me feel really good and fills my cup. So, and I'm extremely grateful to my wife because we have so many Shih Tzus that needed haircuts, and she's gotten through all of them in the last 4 or 5 days. And that's just amazing. So very, very grateful to her for that.
Yeah, I get that. I said gratitude the hard days, and every day is a new chance for good things. You are so right, Brittany. And that's it, you guys. You have to remember to be grateful even on the hard days. Like yesterday, getting up, and I know Sky can attest to this because I was in a really, really bad place yesterday morning. And she's like, stop. What are you grateful for? And I was like, I don't know right now. I don't know what I'm grateful for. And she's like, no, you have to be grateful for something. Stop for something. And sure enough, 5 minutes later, I called her back and I was like, you're right. I'm grateful for the fact that I have the opportunity to turn this day around because I did wake up on the wrong side of the bed. So that was a very big thing for me yesterday.
Well, and it snowballs, that's just it, it snowballs. When you get up in the morning, okay, 3 to 5 things might sound too hard. And why is it so hard when you're what are you grateful for? To be put on the spot, you're and that's okay. If you just sit there and think about it for a minute and start with one thing and just think about that, it snowballs throughout the entire day. It's very hard for me to sit down in the morning and write out the 3 to 5 things. I find them throughout the day. For that example of getting a flat tire, rather than freaking out, I'm just grateful that I had roadside assistance, or that somebody was able to come help me, or that I had a spare. Like, I find that gratitude throughout the day. So it really does snowball.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to move on from our morning gratitude into our good morning Vibe Tribe news. So just a little reminder, I know Sky, myself, Shannon, Kayla, Dylan, and a few other Vibe Tribers are hosting a live event on Facebook tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to share our stories, and you guys are more than welcome to share it out on your Facebook pages so you guys can get some people interested, maybe hear other stories on your page. What else is going on? The 20th is fastly approaching, so make sure you're reaching out to your auto ship orders on the 20th for the 20th. The Thrive bingo card is still in effect, and you have 13 more days. What else? Tribe news that I'm forgetting. If you did not get a chance yet to listen to that call from Jason on Monday, make sure you go find a replay. I think we've all shared them out in all the team pages. If you haven't and you don't know where to find it, get in my inbox. I can find it and send it to you. Yeah, that is about that for the Good Morning Vibe Tribe news. So
Do
we're
you
going to
want
jump.
to do you want to touch base on, do you know exactly what it is that Jason offered on that call, like as far as promotions and stuff go? Or
Oh,
do
yeah.
you have the details about that?
I've listened to that call twice, guys. Like, come on. So the details of that call, he was talking about Elite, obviously. He was also talking about getting back to the 3Ds. Determination. Oh, Lord. I forgot what the 3Ds were. My brain just shut off. Getting back to like to your why, you know, are you determined to make this work, as well as the desire to make this work, and the dream, I think, was the other D, if my memory serves. Melinda, am I correct? Because I know you sent it to me. I know you're driving. Then he also talked about double, triple fast start with 0 QV from Monday until Sunday. So if you guys have not gotten qualified yet, make sure you're getting qualified, because it's at any amount. There is no set amount, which is huge for this company, because 9 times out of 10, like, there is an amount.
Yeah, so basically what that means is, if one of your like directly enrolled promoters, like new or existing, go in and ordered like a $200 pack, rather than getting that $30 infinity bonus, you're just going to get like a $60 infinity bonus. That was the way I understood it, right?
Yes, that is correct. It's a $30 bonus, you're going to get a $60 bonus. And if you want more than a $60 bonus, you want to get the triple, which is the 90. So if you have anyone who is personally enrolled in you, and like, you're like, hey, I really want to help you order, there's definitely some things you guys can do to help your promoters order. And like I explained on the live event last night, the $200 kit is a great kit. It is just a 1 month supply, but the $400 gives you samples to have on hand. So basically what you can do is, what I tell my team, and I've told a million people to do, is pre-sell your samples. So you can get a $400 kit, you have your 1 month supply, and then you have 10 3-day samples, right? Because that's how a 30-day kit breaks down, is to 10 3-day samples. And then, so you sell 10 samples before the kit even comes. And that is super helpful for everybody when it comes to getting the $400 kit. You can also do the same thing with the $800 kit as well if you really want to push. Hello, Chrissy. Hello, Anna. So yeah, guys, like having samples on hand and pre-selling samples is a great way to also grow your business, because it's also getting samples into people's hands who are ready to try Thrive, right? Now, once those samples come in, you're gonna bag them up, you're gonna ship them off, and then that person is gonna try that sample, fall in love with the 3 steps. Maybe they're not a day 1 thriver like I was. Maybe they're a day 3. But either way, they're gonna try those samples and they're gonna know how they're feeling. So that is the best way to break that down. So Sky, let's jump into today's topic. Guys, I am sorry that I don't have my camera on. My internet is crap right now. So bear with us.
I have a question.
Yes, dear.
Hey, are you, and I've heard mixed about this, but are you going to sample out Elite? I've heard people say no, they're not going to, because they really need to just get the 8 weeks of it, because the weight didn't come on overnight.
I don't know yet, because obviously I haven't thought that far ahead. I'm aiming to help people sample out Biotic and Balance at night.
Okay.
So that they want to try Elite. Because Balance and Biotic go hand in hand with Elite. That's what I'm personally going to be doing. I know I got my stepmom for the organized baby stuff, and she rearranged my entire house, all because she had all this energy. It is a good thought, honestly. Chrissy, are you thinking of sampling out Elite? So I don't know. I haven't really thought that far ahead. Sky, are you thinking of sampling out Elite?
I think that if I were to, I mean, I guess I'd have to put some thought into it. Like, are they somebody that has already tried the 3 steps before? If they weren't, okay, like if they were a new thriver, I would probably stay very closely in contact with them and probably start them slow, at least day 1, like only 1 capsule, you know, maybe only half the shake. And of course, there's not much you can do with the DFT, but you know, so I'd probably start them slow and just see how they felt that first day. I haven't actually tried it myself either, so I think that that would come into play once I do try it. But as far as sampling it, like just rough calculations, like I definitely would not be sending out any, like a 3-day sample, $25 across the board. So like, you know, you could even increase that. I know people will go, you know, up to like $30 for a 3-day. So like of just our normal 3 steps. So I definitely would not go any lower than 25, just because I know it's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I haven't really thought about it. I mean, Nick's thinking about ordering it personally, you guys, but I don't know if I'm gonna sample it out. But that is like definitely a thought and an idea that we have to work with, obviously, if you're thinking of sampling it out. Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on sampling it out. I also know like leaders who have sampled it out and have gotten great results in sampling it out, right? Like Steffi G sampled it out and she's had an amazing success rate with it, right? So I don't know what I'm gonna personally do.
You could always, you know, if you do sample it out, you could always send the first day just like, you know, our normal 3 steps, and the next 2 days could be Elite as well.
Yeah, that would
Just
work.
some ideas, just brainstorming.
Chrissy says in the chat, because I know she can't unmute herself right now, Classic will show how easy it is to do the 1, 2, 3, but I am really stressing that the 3 steps show how easy it is, but you may not feel it. yes, maybe a day 1, day 3, but maybe not until day 10 with detox or with elite. So
Oh, because of
yeah,
the detox.
yeah, there's a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people say that they've gone through a detox for 7 to 9 days with elite. So that's kind of why I'm leaning against not sampling it out. And that's why I'm leaning more towards sampling out Balance and Biotic, honestly. Like I find, like I look at my stepmom and I find I get like a lot of reviews, like she's already thriving for free, and Sky, she's been thriving for what, since December, and all she ever takes is Activate, Balance, Biotic, Pro Bars, and Recharge. So like she's actually already thriving for free. She's gotten about 3 people on Activates alone and is adding me to 3-way messages with people who want to try Balance and Biotic. So it's not all about the 1, 2, 3, you guys. Sometimes it is those plus line hidden gems that get people interested in the 3 steps. So let's jump into today's conversation of getting your hype back. Guy, what did it feel like for you when you first started promoting Thrive and got that first customer?
So like when I first started, like scary. It was scary but exciting. Like I didn't know what I was doing, and you know, like my upline, you know, she told me what to do, and I ran. So like, and it was fun. And you know, when I got my first customer, it was like, oh my gosh, like look at how easy that was. And you know, then I got my second customer and that started thriving for free, and I seen how much easier it could be.
Now, I know we're on 2 different sideline teams under the same umbrella. I know Chrissy and I and Brittany, I believe, and Anna are all on my umbrella. We did things differently. What did you do at the very beginning? What did your upline get you to do after you hit that promoter button?
So my upline, you know, she made sure that like I understood the 3 steps. You know, she made, you know, she made me feel very secure in the fact that like it's okay, you don't have to know everything. Like that's what I'm here for. That's what 3-way messages are for. Like she just made me feel very secure that I wasn't alone at all in it. So I think I watched some training videos in the beginning. Then I think I watched some more training videos like in my cloud, but then like she also had me starting like doing, you know, like my Facebook stuff and making like my first post and teaching me like how to post and how to use social media, you know, as a tool rather than just a leisure thing.
Yeah. So guys, when I came in as a promoter, obviously we all know my story. We all know that I was a customer for 6 months before I even thought about hitting that promoter button. So I had already talked to a bunch of people at that point coming into a promoter about these 3 steps. I was already thriving for free as a customer. So my upline gave me a post, told me to post it on my Facebook page and to tag her in it. And then within 15 minutes, that post, I got, God, I think it was like 15 to 20 comments on it about what is this stuff that you're talking about? And all I did was I started conversations with these people. I was like, hi. And then 3-wayed my upline into them. And I didn't even say she was my upline. This is my friend Melissa. She knows more about Thrive than I do. I can just tell you how amazing I'm feeling. And then I did that literally scared. You guys, we did it scared. Then the next morning, she sent me a bunch of videos I had to watch about sampling, how to get these VIP bonuses. And she literally was checking in with me every 3 to 4 hours to make sure that I didn't need help. Okay. So then
Are you lost?
am I back? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, now there you are.
Okay. So the next thing, pretend you know nothing and just start. Sky?
Yeah, I mean, that's like my best advice when like you feel like you have fallen off, like you don't know what you're doing anymore, like if you're doing anything, like you just need to start, like just forget any other like post you've made, forget any other like just forget it all, and start interacting with people and start sending your birthday messages, just start doing those IVAs, like, choose 5 of them that are just going to be non-negotiable and go from there and do those 5 every day and watch the growth.
All right. I agree with that theory. Oh my God. I live in,
Theory. Pish
well,
posh. I'm just
yes,
kidding.
okay. I agree with you on that one. I swear I live in Grand Central Station today. Holy crap. Anyways, all right. So have a list of 5 IPAs that are non-negotiable. What are you guys doing that are non-negotiable every single day that you are doing no matter what before you go to bed? So I know for me, it's my birthdays. For me, it is making one post. For me, it is sharing my sharing a Thrive product. I say the 3 steps, but that's 9 times out of 10 when I'm sharing in my stories. I'm sharing life in my stories, as well as getting into somebody's inbox who like adding new friends, right? Like as a potential new mom, I'm adding friends from my mom maternity group, right? My mom to be group is what we call it. People who are genuine, who I interact with, I'm interacting in my groups every day, non-negotiable. Sky, what are some of your non-negotiable IPAs?
So, some of mine, like just daily ones, because I do have a very busy life. So, I just don't always get to do all the things that I want to do. But that's what my weekends are for, is for catch up. So, birthdays, always in my stories, like there's going to be a little bit of Thrive in there and a little bit of life in there, because like, you got to think that people are not just going to buy Thrive from you. They're going to buy, what you're putting out there, your excitement, your life, almost like it's very, it's just one of those things. So in my stories, my birthdays, making a post, at least one post a day, and paying attention to when was the last time I did make a Thrive post. So I don't like to overwhelm my feed personally with Thrive stuff, because I just don't. I don't make 3 posts a day always, but and I don't archive my old ones. So I want people to go through my Facebook and like see mostly my life and like have Thrive kind of sprinkled in there too. But in your stories is where you're gonna want to be. Let me see here. I add at least 3 friends every day. I really try to add 3 or more friends. And I guess that's only 4, but I'm gonna leave it with that.
For sure. All right. Now here's a question that has a lot of controversy around it, you guys. Do you have an accountability partner? If so, why? If not, why not? So Sky and I have linked arms and have been running our businesses together for a while now. And we've linked up because I know that if I'm not checking in with somebody, I'm not going to do the tasks. I'm going to be transparent as hell. I know that my ADHD squirrel brain is going to be like, oh, video game. And then I'm going to zone out the world for like 9 hours. I do it often. But I also know that Sky will message me being like, hey, how many IPAs did you do today? Oh, squirrel brain, I did shit. Being transparent as hell here. So not having an accountability partner is totally your choice, you guys. We're not gonna push that down your throat. But how are you staying accountable? How are you checking in if you don't have an accountability partner? I know I have a friend who doesn't have an accountability partner, but she is very good at being task oriented and making sure she gets everything done. I am not one of those people. I need somebody to tell me like, hey, Melanie, have you done this? No, but I will. I'm also a very oriented person with my lists. Go for it, Sky.
I was gonna say, you're making us sound like each other's wardens. No, it's really fun because there's also a flip side to that of recognition, like being able to send Melanie a message being like, you know, did my birthdays, got my Thrive Step up in my stories. You know, it's nice to hear that, like, good job. You know, when was the last time you posted about the business side? Because today is Tuesday, you know, and we get paid today. I know today's Wednesday, but just for an example. So there's a flip side too of like that positive feedback that like we all need.
Yeah. And also one thing I like about having an accountability partner, and you guys like maybe call me crazy, but going into the fact that I'm going to have a baby soon, if any of my customers have questions, 9 times out of 10, they're already in a 3-way message with Sky or Sonia Lemoyne or Melissa, somebody that I trust to have them in a conversation with, that they can feel safe and ask a question in. So having that already connection between my customers and my Thrive family, where I might be, I don't know, sleeping with the baby or in active labor, let's be real, because that's going to happen soon. You know, just having that and like knowing my team know that if they can't get a hold of me, they can darn well message Sky and be like, hey, can't get a hold of Mel, need help with a 3-way. And Sky's team is the same way. So it adds that extra barrier in case something happens. So that's one thing that we like having the accountability partners for. But if you don't, that's perfectly fine, you guys. Maybe you're really good with those IPA lists, or you're really good at holding yourself accountable. Then I applaud you, because I will never be good at that. So the next and final question is always, always, always live life in your stories. Think about why people would want to follow you. Sky?
Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I got distracted. Yeah, I mean, that's just, I guess, my personal take on things is like, you know, be in your stories as much as possible, because when you make your posts and stuff, you know, only like less than 10% of your friends list are going to see that, and you know it's going to disappear with the algorithm. So like, unless somebody goes to your page, they might not see that. So like, your stories are great, they disappear, you know, you can show your day-to-day life. Like, it's very, very easy to live life in your stories. Like, we all do something all day long, you know, even if it's just going to work every single day. Like, I don't care, take a picture of your keyboard, you know, and be like back at it, you know, because people like consistency, you know, more than anything as well. And when you're putting your Thrive in there, you're going to work every day. I mean, you're just living your life just like they are. And that's relatable and real. And it shows them that they, you know, they could go to their 9-to-5 job too and like take their Thrive and feel great.
Yes, for sure. I know, like, I'm probably like, this is something that I need to work on in the next few weeks. So if you have people that you're adding from groups, you guys, make sure you're sharing that stuff about the groups still in your stories, still sharing it on your news feed, such as, you know, I'm in a indoor gardening plant group. Okay. I haven't shared my plants in a while, but you know, make sure you're sharing that, because those people and you added each other because you had that mutual connection, right? So I'm not going to add Melinda from a dog mom group because I'm not a dog mom, right? I'm picking on you, Melinda, because I know about the dog. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to add people that I have nothing in common with that I'm not going to share about on my Facebook or in my stories. So making sure that you're relatable still to the people that you're adding will add that like, know, trust factor to you guys for them to start inquiring about Thrive. And that is something that is huge, especially for a lot of people, because people are going to go add a bunch of going to go add 30 people from a group, and you're not going to have anything relatable on that topic on your page. So, I mean, it's just make sure you're being yourself on your posts. It's not everything is about Thrive, right? Make sure everything is not just about being a mom. Make sure everything is not just about, you know, cats, dogs, your kids, the sports that they're in, whatever the case may be. You want to add you to those posts. A lot of people have seen the post about our cat who was diagnosed with cancer 3 weeks ago. And, you know, it is something that we're living with now. And a lot of people have gotten in my inbox asking about that. But then I had one lady ask me, like, how do you pay for the vet bills? I was like, oh, my Thrive business pays for my vet bills. Because that's true. The reason I started this business was because I had vet bills piling up from my Maine Coon. Now my other cat is also terminally sick as well. So the vet bills have doubled, which means my workload has doubled. So being transparent about that and being real and open about that is definitely going to help you and have people more relatable to you. Other than that, is there any questions, you guys? Because I know Sky has to run because she has to go to work. Bear, Miles, you are not eating your sister's food. Anyone want a Maine Coon? You know, guys, if you take anything away from this today, like, that is what we want to help you guys with. Chrissy, I just seen your message in the chat. Important to stress samples, show how the sample is. Results take time. Yes, that is 100% true. Everyone takes a different time. Not everyone's a day one thriver like I was. But also not everyone has the transformation I also had pre-pregnancy. It comes day 1, day 3, or day 5. Day 1, day 2, or day 3. Yeah, exactly. So just keep that in mind, you guys. Hopefully this helps somebody today. Even if you take something simple away about the IPAs, that is what we're hoping. Again, sorry, my internet is crap and I couldn't have my camera on. For those that are here live and want to hang out, you're more than welcome to. For those that are catching the replay, we will see you on Friday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Steffi G. And I don't know about you guys, but next Friday, I'm counting down the days already. So don't forget the 27th, we have Mike Page coming. We'll talk to you guys soon.